A cat starts walking toward an offered hand. What changed? The cats had never met this woman. 18 analyzed pet cats took part in one home study where she faced them in two different ways. After a slow blink and direct eye contact, the cats, as a group, came closer to the offered hand. With a neutral face and no eye contact, the cats approached the hand less. So what mattered most, the blink, the gaze, or the whole way she was paying attention? One condition used slow blink and direct eye contact. The other used a neutral face with no eye contact. After 2 quiet minutes, she briefly offered a flat hand and pulled it back. After the 1-minute interaction, she offered the flat hand again as the separately scored response. The cat could avoid, stay neutral, or approach. Across the group, the cats approached the hand more after slow blink and direct eye contact than after the neutral, no eye contact condition. That is the result. It does not mean every cat walked over. The blink and the gaze changed together, and the woman's attention may have been different too. So the test cannot tell which part mattered. The home study answers the title. The next tasks do not repeat it. They show why we cannot give the credit to one cue. During that same 1-minute interaction, before the second hand offer, the study also recorded the cat's eye movements. During the slow blink and direct eye contact condition, the cats as a group showed more eye narrowing and more half blinks than during the neutral face, no eye contact condition. During this short exchange, the cat's eye movements changed, but the study did not measure emotion or trust because blink, gaze, and wider attention changed together. Those movements cannot identify what mattered most. Smaller, separate tasks show why. These next tasks are small and separate. They are not proof of the home result. They matter because they stop us calling the blink the only change. In a laboratory gaze study, there were 3 cats in one looking task, then 4 in a closer task. When a person looked at the cats as a group spent less time looking back than when that person did not look at them. In the closer task, the cat's blink rate was higher when a person was present and looking than when the person was present but not looking, and then when no person was there. This task did not separate a person's gaze from the direction of their face. It cannot tell us why those responses happened, or whether they were good or bad. These numbers matter as a guardrail, not as the main proof. The task tests an alternative to the blink. It does not prove a bigger story about cat feelings. A broader attention study changed more than a face. It used 2 groups of 23 cats, pet cats at home and shelter cats in a small room. When the person was attentive, they could call the cat's name and interact. When the person was inattentive, they sat quietly, looked down, and mostly ignored the cat. The cats as a group spent more time near and in contact with the attentive person. The attentive person did not only look differently, they could also call and interact. The difference appeared across pet cats at home and shelter cats in the small room. It is a result about proximity and contact during whole interactions. These 2 tasks do not point to one answer. Together, they keep direct gaze and the whole interaction on the list of things the home study did not separate. A food choice task gives the clearest complementary result. 33 domestic cats chose between 2 unfamiliar women, each holding food. In the visual-only condition, one woman silently looked at the cat while the other silently faced sideways. Across the group, that condition did not produce a clear preference. In the combined visual and auditory condition, both women looked at the cat, but only one called the cat's name. Across the group, the cats preferred the woman who looked and called. In the auditory-only condition, both women faced down, but only one called the cat's name. Across the group, that condition did not produce a clear preference either. That is a clear group preference in a food choice task. In the combined condition, both women held food and looked at the cat. Only one called the cat's name. The memorable pattern is simple. Looking alone was not clear, calling alone was not clear, and the combined condition was. It does not show which cue caused the choice. It is not an offered hand test. One final study asks about blink timing in a gaze interaction. One last separate study looked not at how many blinks happened, but when they happened. 24 cats started the study. After exclusions, only 10 cat-human pairs remained for the final analysis. Across 5 1-minute gaze interactions, the analyzed pairs showed higher human blink frequency after a cat blink. When the human was the cat's owner, that elevation was 0.00 to 0.75 seconds after a cat blink. With a stranger, it came later, around 1.00 to 1.25 seconds after. Across the analyzed pairs, the timing differed with owner and stranger. That is the part this study actually measured. That timing was measured in 5 one-minute owner and stranger gaze interactions. That is a pattern worth noticing, not a signal we can decode. This was neither an emotion nor an approach study. Now we can answer the title with the full sentence. In one home study, an unfamiliar woman slow blinked and made direct eye contact with pet cats. After that combined interaction, the cats as a group approached an offered hand more than after a neutral face with no eye contact. Here is the useful bottom line. The result was not one proven trick. More group approach followed after the whole combined interaction changed. That makes eye contact a question, not the answer. The study leaves us with a real approach result and a more interesting uncertainty about that interaction. The other studies did not repeat the home offered hand test. They used separate cats and tasks to keep the real uncertainty visible. So the careful answer is simple. The blink and gaze both changed, and the woman's wider attention may have mattered too. This study did not separate them. That is not a weaker answer. It keeps the real finding intact without turning a cat's eyes into a promise. And it leaves a better question. What is a cat reading from the whole interaction? Next, why crows remember a dangerous face asks a different question. How crows learn a human face pattern linked to danger.